Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building as always, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. I'm chilling at work right now on break, and I figured I'd reach out to the nation and reach out to the mob with some more boxing talk. All right, y'all. Let's talk about somebody who's been playing under the radar as of lately since his last performance, and that is Shakur Stevenson. You know what I mean? He had an underwhelming performance nonetheless against Edwin De Los Santos, and ever since then, he's been playing it pretty quiet. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's still active on social media and things of that nature, but in terms of like having a next opponent, that hasn't really been spoken about, which is pretty normal because we at the end of the year, man, everybody's just resting, and I'm sure he has that hand injury to attend to as well, so it's pretty understandable as to why Shakur has been pretty quiet lately. You know what I mean? But I figured I'd speak about something that's coming up in Shakur Stevenson's career that's going to be talked about pretty shortly, but I figured I'd speak about it right now. And that's that Shakur Stevenson is pretty close to finalizing, coming to the end of his deal with Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? He will be a promotional free agent in 2024. So I really wanted to speak about what is the next best move for Shakur Stevenson to make in his career. You know what I mean? He's did a great job with Top Rank. Top Rank has done a great job with him. I honestly feel like they could have done better in terms of making him a bigger name, but in terms of what he's been able to accomplish and putting him in some solid fights, Top Rank did okay with him. You know what I mean? They could have did better, but they did okay with him. You know what I mean? He's a 3-division world champion now. Let me see. He's a 4-time world champion in 3 different weight classes, from 26 to 30 to 35. He beat some solid guys. You know what I mean? Conce Sal's a solid opponent. Oscar Valdez, multiple-time world champion. Oscar Valdez was, and he's fought some like solid, like, I'm not gonna say journeyman, but contenders as well, like Christopher Diaz and Joet Gonzalez and things of that nature. So, yeah, man, they did some pretty good things with him, and he was able to showcase his abilities and get recognized as a top talent in the sport of boxing under Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? So they did a pretty good job with him and put him on platforms for him to really get recognized. And because he's a recognized fighter now, one of the most talked about fighters in the sport of boxing, in all honesty, I don't really feel like his next move should be signing with a promoter. And I know a lot of people may be looking at me like, why shouldn't he sign with a promoter? And that's because, in all honesty, man, it's like once you get a certain level of recognition, once you get a certain level of fame, and once you achieve a certain amount of accolades, it's like what is the necessity in having a promoter? Promoters are really important to have when you're on the come up. You know what I'm saying? You're not able to pay for your own bouts. You don't have relationships with networks or anything like that to put you on. You don't have, like, pretty much like you're not really in position to really guide your own career, especially from a financial aspect. You know what I'm saying? But considering the fact that Shakur Stevenson is a multiple division world champion, he's pretty popular in the sport of boxing, and he's very capable of getting a big fight against guys like Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis and stuff like that, because his name is tied to those type of dudes. Like, whenever you bring up Gervonta, it's only a matter of time before somebody brings up the idea of Shakur Stevenson. If you speak about Devin Haney, it's almost like Shakur Stevenson's name is synonymous with them other 2 dudes. You know what I mean? And those 2 dudes are some of the most popular people in boxing as well. So because he has reached a certain level of popularity, I don't see the point in actually having a promoter. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Now, will Shakur sign with a promoter? I'm not sure. It's very possible. I could definitely see Shakur Stevenson working out some type of deal with Eddie Hearn. Maybe he'll do a deal with Matchroom so he could try to get a Devin Haney fight. Maybe he'll sign with the PBC so he could get a possible fight with Gervonta Davis. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's ultimately up to him and his team, Jay Prince and them, to really decide. But in all honesty, a promoter, that wouldn't be in the direction I'm really looking at. You know what I mean? It's always good to play the free agent role so you're able to move and navigate wherever you wish. We've seen fighters be extremely successful at that. Once Mikey Garcia left his Top Rank deal, He was able to go to PBC. He was able to go to DAZN and make millions of dollars in the process of doing so. We see Devin Haney doing it right now. He was able to go to Top Rank, sign a small deal to become undisputed. Then he goes back over to Matchroom, and he's getting a fight against Regis Prograis and stuff like that. As a fighter, especially as a top tier fighter like Shakur Stevenson, you should have the freedom to explore any option that you wish or fight any platform that you wish, and not just stick to one place. And if you're gonna sign with a network, make sure that you get in the contract that you're able to navigate whichever place you please. You know what I'm saying? I think that's very vital. That's very important for somebody like Shakur Stevenson to have in his career at this moment, because there are some top tier fighters that can't fight outside of their platform because they didn't get it in their contract to have that type of freedom, or the network didn't allow them to have that type of freedom. You know what I mean? It wasn't something they really thought about. So it really limits their ceiling in terms of what big fights they could get. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm Shakur Stevenson, or if I'm a part of Shakur Stevenson's team, the last thing I'm worried about is a promotional deal. A network deal sounds more realistic. You know what I mean? That's exactly what I'm looking at. Whether he signs a deal with Amazon, PBC on Prime, if he gets one of them type deals, or if he signs with DAZN or anything like that. But it's really imperative that he's able to go whichever he wishes if the big fight presents itself, which it will happen eventually. You know what I'm saying? So it's ultimately up to what Shakur Stevenson wants to do. But in all honesty, bro, his next move should be really exploring free agency and not locking himself down to a promoter that may have some type of control over his career. I'm sure he's learning from Terrence Crawford right now, and seeing that Terrence Crawford was able to step out of Top Rank and get the biggest purse of his career against Errol Spence Jr. I know that he sees that. He's learning from his big brother Terrence Crawford. So he won't make that same mistake that Terrence Crawford made, because a vital mistake that Terrence Crawford had made was re-signing with Bob Arum after his first contract expired. You know what I'm saying? So Shakur Stevenson, what do you guys believe is next for him, man? Should he go over to DAZN? Should he go over to PBC? Where should this kid go? Y'all let me know in the comments below. This is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning into the channel. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Click the bell notification and select all so you know every time I'm dropping videos or going live. I appreciate you guys very much, man. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace.